how to say this, so don't get upset with me, Eric. Eluia, the one where they're fighting in the snow.
Oh,
Isla.
Ayla.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Ayla.
bring that too.
Okay.
So we'll have that to play.
Well,
I want to teach my friend how to play.
Okay. Well,
Unless you guys want to do some Age of Reason, I'll be all in on that too. Play both.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I
well,
don't know
and
if
Michael,
we
have
could do
you
that.
figured out what you're going to be playing the first?
Well, I mean, we definitely have a couple of days of Second Fleet that
Okay.
we're going to do. Definitely that, although I haven't established exactly which days, but early in the week. And
Second Fleet. I haven't heard that in a long time.
the old
Yeah,
victory
victory games.
games.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. We played a scenario of it last year and had a lot of fun, but we really had only budgeted one day for it, which was not remotely enough. And honestly, I don't think 2 days will be enough either. But by the end of 2 days, I think we'll be to the point where we can go, yeah, well, clearly the Soviets are going to win because I played the Soviets, so naturally.
Oh, come on.
Food. It was so much fun. Actually, there were two guys played the NATO side. I'm trying to remember exactly how they divided them. I mean, the UK is there, and there's some non-US other NATO allies, and then there's the US, and I'm not sure if that's how they divided it or not. But I don't know. It was just a blast. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I got a bunch of really old, lousy, noisy nuke subs. So I'm just gonna just like the guy, shoving all of his chips all in at the table. Just like, take this.
That's awesome.
Oh no, it was fun. I think it certainly probably benefited from having the right attitude. But
yeah.
So I'm going to create a different room because the game that you have brought up is the start from last week.
I was wondering about that. Yeah. All right. I thought I had saved, but apparently I had not. I was worried about it. So yeah, I'll just bail out.
Okay. Let me go ahead and anybody who's watching, come and join us in the other one. Hopefully I can get
room, Eric.
Yeah. All right. So this would be part 2. All right, this looks better. Things have moved.
Well, I don't know if it looks better. It looks different. Is that good enough?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really want to have to replicate all of the last turn. So, in that regard, we have some slight improvement.
Yeah. Let's see. Right. So, if I looked around, I would see that David has not moved his Trescal guys. But he has moved his Zeton guys.
So he's moved everybody. I think the only, well, let's see. No, he's moved. These guys got moved. Who's Trescal? Where's Trescal?
This guy's right here.
Yeah, they're here.
What?
Which game were you in, Michael?
Well, I left and then joined your game, but maybe I'll leave harder and then come back.
Did you synchronize to him?
Is there a
right click on Eric to synchronize. Be safe.
So so I've got a thing here saying game info, sending game info to Michael.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You're right. He probably was still looking at the previous one, even though I had joined this room for whatever reason. So thank you for that. Yes, that's a whole lot better. So has moved. He has made his own guys targets instead of my guys, which is just super.
I think
really...
we all noticed you slipping your cavalry in behind.
Well, somebody's got to be able to take advantage of the breakthrough.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, the first day of the bulge, it was all German infantry and artillery. Right? It was only the next day that, boom, all the tanks go slicing through.
There you go.
So I'm here to help, right? I'm here to
You
support.
are a giver. You are a giver.
Plus, I noticed that my big target horses are probably less likely to get shot to pieces.
Yeah.
So that's
okay. Well,
cool. To it. Well, then that means that he hasn't got anybody. So really, there's no reason to wait.
Yep,
for him.
and I don't have anything on that end of the line. All my stuff is gone. Okay. So
all right,
basically, well, then everything from the hill over. Yeah.
You
chuck some dice.
Are you ready for a 0?
Oh, sure. 56. Not
pretty sure that's what I said last time too.
Not enough. Not enough this time. But that's one for you since you've got a pluses.
It is one for me, yeah. And oh, I don't know. We haven't got that many guys to move, have we? Let's see. What do we got? We got a bunch of grenadiers.
Ponvitz, I think, is the last guy who hasn't.
Yeah, Ponvitz and then all the
Puttkamer.
Oh, right.
Yeah, those two guys are the last ones that haven't done anything exciting yet.
Puttkamer seemed like kind of a I don't know, kind of an insult somehow. You Puttkamer. I don't know. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do Ponvitz just because, got to do something. So we'll do that. And we will also activate all the grenadiers, all these independent grenadiers that are all wandering around.
Okay.
Everybody's, I say everybody's in command. I don't really know if that's true. Oh, where the hell is Bevern himself? There he is.
Yeah, Bevern's right there on the crossroads.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, well, it doesn't matter. Ponvitz is in command. All right. I don't think there's anybody who's disordered in Ponvitz. Yeah, there is. There is one right here. We'll go ahead and roll for him. See if he can feel better about himself. Too much better. Just a little better.
Is that a special thing? Or
no, there are no specials for disorder recovery. So it's just a big fat nothing. So we have that going for us. I don't believe there'll be any shooting because you're all too far away. So I will go ahead and move. And let's see. Let's go ahead and move these two. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is 1, 2, and I'll just stop there. And who's that underneath him? Is there anybody underneath him? No. Well, that's weird. Okay, I guess there isn't.
On him.
Do what? No. I'm clicking on Ponvitz himself. For some reason, the outline's just really heavy, and it looks like there's another counter on it, but there isn't. So I don't know what that's about. It's
probably his useless nephew who's all on there to try to, wheedle a better position.
Probably so. Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Would it be 3, 4?
Oh, indeed it would, yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5, and then we'll roll for disorder recovery. Whoops. Oh, that is a special result, or not for disorder recovery. It's just a disorder check, and that is 1, and it's a 5. For Prussians, 26 or more reroll with +10. Let's see what his story is. He's 25, so reroll with no modifier. All right, so he's fine. All right.
Just made everybody nervous there.
Yeah, it's all just, that's how the game plays, right? I'm going to go ahead and move Ponvitz himself to here. I'll go ahead and move these guys while we're at it. And I don't think I'm going to move the guys who are disordered because there's really no point in moving them because they can't move far enough not to leave a flank exposed.
Right.
So I just won't bother. I think that's it.
Okay. That's my turn to roll, I guess.
Else that needed to do anything, right? Oh, I guess strictly speaking, I should mark these guys as finished also. All the grenadiers. Yeah, carry on with your rolling by all means.
It's another one for you.
Oh, man.
So that's just, I get Puttkamer is the last one on the list.
Yeah, I think he is. All right. Right. Well, let's see. He is also in command. And let's see, how is everybody in his outfit? We got that guy up there. We got these guys back here. And I guess that's it. So nobody needs to roll for disorder. So that's all done. And these guys, let's see. Those guys are Fusiliers, so they're not all that impressive. But and so naturally, I've got these guys in the middle who can't move very fast.
Right, but the two other guys, the lead guard is good, and as is the grenadier.
Unfortunately, having point faster than everybody else doesn't do you any good. Frankly, having the rear guard who's faster doesn't do any good either. So, such is life. All right, that's just how baseball goes. All right, well then we're going to go ahead and move. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And go 1, 2, 3. Stop right there, I think. And he'll go 1, 2. What do I think of that? Three, 4, 5. And roll for disorder check. All good. All right, and I think that does it, except I'm going to go ahead and move Bevern while we're at it.
Sure.
Just because it don't cost nothing. And that'll be that. And now it's David's turn to roll. David.
He's not here. Rick, you want to roll?
David. Go ahead, Rick, roll.
All right. 2 dice, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
35.
That's a tie. You're going to have to try it again,
It's
Rick.
not a tie.
Why? Oh, I'm sorry. I had it backwards.
Yeah. No, that's...
so that's one for you because I can't take anymore. I can't take anymore.
I can't take it anymore. All right. Let's see. What shall I do? I'm going to...
By the way, Rick, you need to roll higher now.
Higher now?
Yeah, you need to roll 12 or higher, okay?
No. You did just fine, Rick. Just fine.
I'm conflicted now.
No, don't be conflicted. Don't be conflicted. All right. Well, I think what I'm going to try to do is see if I can't get some of my... I'm going to activate Baby Don over here. He is one of my cavalry commanders. So this guy's one of his, this guy's one of his, and then he's got a bunch of guys that are down shaken and
Yeah,
disordered
right.
and whatnot.
Yeah, the ones that were all shot up earlier.
Yeah.
Or no, that was OD who got all shot
Yeah,
up.
they all got. So
Okay.
let's see. Among Baby Dawn, this guy's routed, so he's out of commission. This guy's shaken and disordered, so let's roll for him. 38. I don't think that's going to be good
who is
enough.
he? I'm sorry. Could you mark him for me?
He's here.
Oh, way back there.
Yeah, way
okay.
back there. That which is
38. Well,
no, he's a 38.
15.
He's
Oh,
a 38.
no,
Yeah,
no,
all on
guess
his own.
not.
So,
all right.
Okay. But he can still move, but he moves at
half speed.
half, so that's going to be 3. So
that's a good question. Oh, yeah, it is 3 for him. Yeah, I always try to remember what it is for
2.5 gets him there. Okay, and is there anybody else? Those guys are not part of it.
I guess all that.
All right. We're going to move this guy, which means you're going to get a shot at me as I move out.
That sounds awesome.
Yep. So,
all right, those are musketeers, so it's going to be 8 times 4 is 32.
Yep. So you're at 3-1 odds, and you're hitting me in the flank, so it's actually 4-1 odds.
4-1 odds, and I think that's it. Oh well, no, it's 4-1 odds, and it's going to be.
And I've got
plus
10
12 plus 15.
There, so plus 15. Yep. So
plus
as
15.
about as good as it gets.
Plus 15. Oh, come on,
roll an
boys.
11.
Don't tempt me. Don't you tempt me. This is one of those left field bleachers right here.
There you go.
I'm calling my shot.
Well, you said you were going to roll a 0, but we didn't think it was going to be that.
Yeah,
what is it? 0.7 for infantry fire?
I don't know. What is a 0.7 for infantry? Or actually, yeah.
High crops. So if target or fire is a clear hex, re-roll, subtract 20 from the roll.
Okay. So it was plus 15. So now it's what? Minus 5?
Minus 5, yeah.
4-1 minus 5. All right, let's try that again. I bet I can roll an 11 now.
There you go. 98. That's a really good roll.
Holy shit.
All right. So that's going to be, and that's opportunity fire. Oh my gosh. So that you just wrecked them. That's 4 hits, a disorder check, a morale check with a plus 20.
Oh my word.
Right? Am I looking at the right chart?
Yeah, I imagine you are. Yeah. So here I am just I just blew up the screen I was looking at. Let me try it again, this time with feeling. 4, a disorder check, a morale check plus 20, bad things.
Yep.
So first of all, the 4.
Yep. Not much left of them. All right. Then the disorder check.
Disorder check.
There, they pass that.
Which they pass, and then a morale check plus 20, which is
they
really
fail.
plus 30 because they're half dead.
Yeah, it's
and
okay.
it was probably more than that, honestly. But whatever, they're fooked. Yeah. Okay, so that was a move, but because they didn't disorder, they can still keep moving.
Okay. Oh, good.
So then to be clear, you move again, you're going to be a better target, but all 3 of them are going to shoot at you.
Yeah, there's not much left of me, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like you'll be a better target from your perspective.
Yeah. All right. So he's going to go here.
Yeah.
So then you'll have 12 times whatever you are at a range of 2.
2 probably.
It's 2, so that's going to be 24. So you'll have a 2-to-1 shot.
2-to-1.
Shifted to 2.5-to-1 for the flank.
Yeah. So 2.5-to-1, no size change here, but 2.5-to-1. We'll give that a whirl. Holy moly!
So that's going to be 3. They're just gone. Yep.
That's it. They're just
wow. They just disintegrated due to musket fire. All right. Wow. Well, I will have to get my revenge. Now that they're out of the way, I can pound you with my artillery.
That's true. I may be sorry that I was so efficient.
All right. And
wow.
Yep. All right. Well,
I mean, that was like a completely different game system.
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't
I've never
like this
seen
one at
so
all.
much stuff get destroyed so quickly.
In just 1-2 shots. Of course, I mean, let's be fair. I mean, the very finest thing you can do in life is roll 90s all the time. So, wow. Okay.
And let's see. I'm just going to put this guy here, I guess, and turn him. All right. And then I'll move my leader over here. Where's the guys? They're there. So I move them a little closer. They'll be in command
There
this
you go.
turn. Okay, good. And we will go ahead and flip them.
Very good.
All right. I don't know. Rick rolled on that one, so I guess it's back to you.
You did. All right. Then I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna roll 12 or more. Are you ready?
Sure. I'm waiting for it. Nope. Close.
I rolled
no
51. See, that's more than 12.
That
Absolutely.
is slightly more.
All right.
All right. We are going to activate Starnberg over here. Starnberg. And we'll activate a lot of the guns that are out here as well, which is, I know, what you were looking forward to. So I will roll for Starnberg because he's out of command range of Dawn.
Is he really? I guess
Dawn's way over there, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, he's good. Man,
oh, holy smokes!
Yeah,
he's really good.
He's almost
Wow.
as good as a
You'd
light
think he was
cavalry
Prussian.
commander.
Yeah.
Good initiative. All right, well, we're going to do some firing. So we're going to fire these guys onto that hex there.
Okay.
So we're at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 6-pounders. So it's times 5. So we'll have 10 to 10 with a plus something
10?
for the size. Plus 10. 10 to 10 with a plus 10. Here we go. 52 becomes a 62.
Not enough.
Not quite enough to do anything. All right. Then we'll have these guys fire on these guys. And that's at a range of 3. And so that's going to give us a
14.
times 7.
Looks
Okay.
like, right? Yeah.
Yep. So 14 to 10, 1 to 1. No pluses. 47. That's not
I must have
enough
gotten
either.
the die roller tired or something.
I think you broke it.
I think I did.
All right. So we're here. This guy's going to.
I think I already fired.
No. I know he is. But the unit that's underneath him is going to extend. Right?
Oh, you're finished with your firing.
Yeah, I'm finished with my firing. But I didn't know. Okay. I mean, I know there's the prolonged thing or whatever, but I wanted to. He's not really moving, but the guy that he's with is stretching out, right?
Yeah. No, that's totally fine. Yeah. So that costs him 1, 2, 3, but that's no big deal. 3 is doable.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so let's mark him as finished. And then we'll mark this guy as finished. And then I've got these guys here. We've got a couple of nice targets out here, don't we? The howitzers will fire on these chaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the howitzers are times 3. So that's going to be 6. 6 to 10, 1 to 2.
Plus 10?
Plus 10. Here we go. 96
becomes
100.
Big shot. Big shot.
That is a hit and a morale check.
It is a hit and a morale check. And I can just hear David saying, I told you so. But, what are you going to do? All right. Well, let's go ahead and roll that morale check, shall we?
And they're
not concerned.
Okay.
Not concerned.
All right. And then this guy, so let's mark him as finished. Good. And then this chap is going to fire here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the 6-pounders. So that's times 5. So that's going to be a 10, a 1-to-1 with a plus 10.
Okay.
And that's a 70.
Just
and that's
enough.
just enough to get a hit and a morale check.
Just enough for that hit and the morale check. They're out on the edge of the line, but I don't think 32 is going to be enough to get them in trouble. Yeah,
Not quite close.
Closer than I wanted, but that's how baseball go. All right.
Okay, so mark him as finished. Good. And then
you
we've
and your
got
fancy
some of our
shooting.
units. Yeah. So we're going to move this guy. Let's see. We'll move him 1 here, and then we'll turn him. And then this guy's going to go 1. And yeah, we'll turn him. No, we can move him 1 more, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and I think that's it for ST. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we will go ahead and flip Mr. ST over. And there you have it.
It's your turn to roll really high.
Here we go. Hey, I did it.
Well done, you.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
I am my own worst enemy sometimes.
Yeah, I understand how that works. I just advanced the marker, although I don't know what I'm worried about because we got a ways to go.
Okay, so now I'm going to activate Castiglione over here, and I'm going to activate these guns while I'm at it.
Sure.
And I'm going to move, there's a leader over here, the replacement for Cerboloni. So why don't I do the firing first? So these guys are going to fire on you there. So that's going to be at a range 1, 2, 3, 4.
8.
So let's see.
It'll be 16
yeah, 8. So it's going to be
altogether.
16, 1.5 to 1, shifted to 2 to 1 for hitting you on the flank. And I don't think there's any benefit. Is there any benefit for you being disordered or?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. Here we go. 75. That's enough for a hit. All right. And we'll mark them as finished. And then I've got this other battery here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who should we shoot at? Who's a good target?
I ain't none.
Yeah, let's see. 8, 9, 10, a range of 10, 9 or 10. Well, they're times 4. Yeah, so it's not any difference. Yeah, we might as well throw one here into this poor cavalry unit.
Okay.
So that's going to be, you've got what, 10 increments there? So it'll be a plus 10.
Yeah.
So it's 8
1
to
1.5.
Yeah, 1 to 1.5 with a plus 10.
Right.
60, that's not enough to do anything.
It's not going to be enough.
Nope. Okay. All right. And we will mark them as finished. All right. Okay, cool. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to do our movement here with Castiglione. He is within range of Dawn. Actually, let me move this other leader first. I don't want to move all those people, just the leader. He's going to move there. Okay. And he's going to be flipped. Okay. All right, that's going to go there and turn, and that one there is just going to turn. Whoops. Okay, and Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to try to do 2 charges with this guy and this guy.
All right.
So for this guy here, 71, he's going in. And for this guy here, 74, he's going in.
All righty.
So let me go ahead. I'll do this one first. We're just going to go forward. He's the target of the charge. And then, do I do the other one? Do I do
you do all the movement first.
Okay.
That's right.
And then he's the target of the charge.
There we go. Well, yeah, we don't really have targets of charges in bar, but it's okay.
Well, you have to identify who you're assaulting, right?
No, actually, you don't.
Oh.
Okay. What you really need to do is once everyone's moved, then you say
who's who.
Okay, who's attacking who, because you have to attack everybody that you must. So anyway, all good. Which one do you want to do first?
Let me go ahead and do. I'll do this one first.
All right. So first things first, we'll go ahead and roll for the defender morale check. It's going to be plus 20, I think. I think it's plus 20.
He's half dead and he's getting hit in the flank for what it's worth.
Half dead and hit in the flank. I'm pretty sure it's plus 20. Let's just see. Well.
So he's going to be shaken.
There we go. All right. All right. So then that's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 coming in, I believe.
Yeah, it went 1 hex forward, so that's 7, and then 2 for being heavy cavalry. That's going to be 9, and then hitting you in the flank, is that worth something?
3. Yeah.
So that's up to 12.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be a whole lot less than that. 5 minus 5 is 0. Oh, it's not even 5 though. It's 3 minus 5 is minus 2, so it's plus 14. So it's 6 to 1 plus 14. So there's a 0 in your future.
Here we go.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I rolled a really good. No, I rolled a stupid one.
No.
All right, where do I find
Unfortunately, the better the odds are, the more likely that something horrible is going to happen.
Yeah, that's the way it usually works. Well, it's a 3 loss for me. And,
oh my word!
Yeah, I know. It was like terrible. That was a terrible roll.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
yeah, the only way
it's kind of like what happened with David when he did that charge on my one poor broken guy. But then you're completely eliminated. So
sure, yeah. I mean, that's a price I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, no, that's a trade. That's a trade I'll take any day. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. He's going to the graveyard, and these guys get vaporized. Yeah, no, I mean that's the truth. I mean, it's not like it's not going to hit everybody who plays this game, because believe me, it is.
Yeah. So, all right.
Roll your eyes.
We've got this attack here, I guess.
All right, and we're going to be at plus 25 in this case for the defender morale check, because he's disordered in addition to everything else that's wrong.
Okay. And he's going to be shaken, I guess.
I think the thing is what these guys knew is that if their leader hadn't gotten whacked last turn, no, that's not true. The leader got whacked last turn, and as soon as I could, I was going to get the leader reinstalled on
one of them.
This X.
Yeah.
So they could voluntarily route, because you can't voluntarily route if you're out of command.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten all about the voluntarily route thing.
Yeah. No, that was definitely that was definitely what I was thinking I needed to do to get those guys out of there. I just ran out of time. That's how baseball goes. What are you going to do? Okay. All right. So you are it's probably the same, isn't it? It's 12.
It's probably going to be something really big. And you've only got what? Well, you're disordered, so you're only worth 1 increment, so it's going to be 6 to 1.
4 minus 5, so it's going to be minus 1, so it's going to be 6 to 1 plus 13.
Yep, here we go. Well, that time they're surrendered.
Yeah. Okay. Flip. And strange how graveyard is under movement. I haven't quite figured that out. I mean, I guess we're moving them to the graveyard.
I normally open the graveyard thing and drag them and plunk them.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm old school
All
that
right.
way, I guess.
Oh, well.
I didn't know that there was a shortcut. I
Yeah,
should
well,
learn
that's-
that
it's
as the
in the
Austrians. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Jingle, that doesn't look great. It's just a nasty looking graveyard there.
Okay. Well, that was my big exciting.
Okay. Yeah, pretty good times.
Well,
I mean,
not bad.
you know,
Accomplished
other than-
something.
other than getting 1 unit fried for your trouble, but
Yeah, well,
you know, at least you felt like you were doing something, damn it.
well, I've got plans, so I have
Do
to.
ya?
Yeah, so I gotta try to do stuff.
Hardly wait.
Yep. All
That's
right.
great.
I think
All
I
right.
rolled that one. So Rick, it's
Yeah.
over to you, or
Depends on
Perry
the
if Perry
All
wants
right.
to roll. I see
Yeah.
Perry's in the group
Yeah.
here.
Question for you: are losses typically this high?
Only when I'm rolling.
So to be clear,
Actually, only when the Austrian player is rolling.
to be clear, fire combat usually doesn't result in very high casualties. It's usually a very slow, grinding, attritional thing. What you
Okay.
just observed a minute ago, where that cavalry unit was doing, I mean, I understand why he was doing it, but it was, kind of like the worst thing imaginable, trying to get away with your flank exposed
Yeah.
in front of a bunch of Prussians. And between that and two really good die rolls, you saw a shocking amount of cavalry losses from fire combat. The thing is, though, and you didn't really see that here because it was over so fast. Close combat, one of the two sides runs every time. There's no conception of remaining engaged in one another's presence. And there's a 19% chance of a special result. And the way we interpret the special results in close combat is usually in close combat, both sides will take a little bit of a loss, and one side will get disordered and the other side will rout. In other words, somebody came close and there was a little scuffling, and then one side took off.
Right.
But 19% of the time, you actually cross sabers or you actually cross bayonets. And in that case, the casualties go up in a hurry, as we just saw, because that was 3 losses for the attacker, and it would have been 2 losses for the defender had there been 2 steps left, but there weren't. And yeah, that's 5 increments just gone like that. But,
Wow.
that's what happens if contact actually happens. And to be honest, that's why human nature being what it is, contact doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
Because people are like, no, thank you.
Well, and
Well,
it's
for those guys
interesting.
that tried to move away and
Yeah.
got shot from opportunity fire, could they have voluntarily routed instead and not gotten shot?
Yeah, if they were they in command?
They were in
Was
command.
Was their leader there?
Their leader was within
Possibly.
range of 4. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that was an option.
That wasn't even an option. So I'm going to say probably they would have gotten away scot-free in that case because routing doesn't cause opportunity fire. And so that
But is that
probably
too
would.
gamey?
No, not at all. It's
Okay.
because instead of trying to leave in a remotely organized fashion and therefore
Right.
taking your time, instead you just become a cloud of horses running for the hills. And you
Interesting.
make a whole lot less interesting target and you stay in the kill zone for less time. So actually it does make a certain degree of sense. So you remember how stately the movement is here. These guys are not moving very fast. And so if you move normally, you're going to be in the kill zone for a good long while. And if you
Right.
route, you probably won't be. So,
Interesting.
yeah, I don't believe for a minute. I mean, I'm looking at the rules, but I don't believe for an instant that route retreat would result in opportunity fire because I mean it doesn't any other time. So I don't know why it would here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I'll keep
So that would have been a thing to remember.
Yeah.
And like I said, I would have done it if I'd had time. I just ran out of time.
Yeah, I remember the rule from when we played Brandywine, but I
That's
thought that
right.
was only for that particular game because the Americans were so effed up.
Right. Brandywine and Monmouth both, and I can't speak to Germantown because I've never actually played it, but Brandywine and Monmouth both make extensive modifications to the existing voluntary route rules. But to be clear, the rules are in the basic game.
Okay. Where are they at?
They are on the page I was just on. I don't know what the problem is. It is section 19.10. It's on page 38.
Page 38. All right. Voluntary routes. Okay. States. Okay. Well, cool. Well,
and probably the biggest stipulation is you have to be
in command.
An individual unit has to be in command. The leader doesn't have to be in command.
Right.
But the unit has to be able to reach his own command leader and then say, you know what, boys, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That would have saved a unit, but oh well, you live and learn.
Yep. So, well, that's how we kind of fix all those lessons in our minds.
Indeed. All right. Well, I think Rick rolled that one, so it's over to you, Michael.
Well,
I haven't rolled anything.
Oh,
well,
go ahead. Roll for initiative.
As long as you roll high enough.
I like that, though. That's a good roll. All right. Who do we need to move? Well, okay, I'm going to move some of my artillery, and I think I'm going to move back my grenadiers that are going to save the day. So I'm going to move these guys here.
Grenadiers, brother.
Hey, they fight as well as your grenadiers, though.
You know what? They fight as well as your grenadiers. That's for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. So I move this leader here so that this stack would be undisordered. That very lucky group of artillery.
Right.
So I figure that leader's not good for anything else other than getting someone who's disordered to not be disordered.
Oh yeah, he's pretty terrible. Oh my gosh. Yeah. He's really
the really bad replacement for Sir Baloney. All right.
Wow.
Eventually we'll get there. All right. So let's move them. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets them over there. And he'll just stay there. All right. And then I've got these guns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Just kind of keep them cruising along. And then Mr. Beck. So we're going downhill, so that's going to cost an extra 1 for all of these people. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 gets us there. All right. And then we will flip. Oh, we got some more people that belong to Beck. We've got some horsemen that belong to Beck. And we've got an infantry unit that belongs to Beck way out here on the hinterland. Okay, so these guys can only move half. These horses out here on the end of the skirmish cavalry. So they're just going to slide a little bit over here just to kind of counter your cavalry for the moment until we can figure out what we want to do with our cavalry.
Keep on wondering. That's important.
I know.
Yep.
And we'll mark those guns as finished. We will mark those other guns as finished. Okay. Okay, that takes care of Beck. So now, Michael, you can roll.
Okay, I'm going to roll really high.
58.
I did it.
You did it. You did it. You finally broke.
I think that's
the magic number.
First time I've done what I said I was going to do. So that's another one for you.
Yep, that's another one for me, indeed. So who needs to get shuffled around?
There seems to be a hole in my glass. I'm going to go refill it.
Okay. I will try not to do anything too drastic while you do that. All right, this guy's just going to go ahead and extend in line out the other way. Formation, extended line. Okay, there's that. Let's bring some other reinforcements up. 1, 2. All right. All right, that's it for that poor guy. Not anything too exciting for him to do. I don't think the guns can fire on anybody. Can the howitzers fire on anybody? Maybe they could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Range of 9.
Did you win while I was gone?
I'm trying to fire some howitzers at you at a range of 9
no.
times 2. So I'm going to have 4 to 10 on these cavalry. So the howitzer here is firing there. So it's a 1 to 3, I guess.
Yeah, 1 to 3 plus a lot.
88. That's going to be...
That should be enough for a hit, because 1 to 3 against size 16 is plus 20, so that's 108. So that's enough for a hit.
Hit and a morale check.
Morale check out of complete surprise.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell did those guns come from? All good.
Nowhere safe on the battlefield.
No, seems not.
So,
although it's not as bad as Prague.
No, well, Prague was particularly bloody. You were getting completely ground up. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was pretty messy.
So in the game that we were playing over at John's house,
right?
Schwerin, of course, who actually died during the battle and is kind of prone to dying in this battle, he got wounded, and it's like, I don't know how many times we rolled for him, but eventually we rolled enough times that he was wounded twice, and that's enough to kill him. So, but it was just like, oh no, you're snake bit, brother. There's no way. As many times as your number came up, you were doomed.
All right. I rolled for that one, so Rick, you can roll for the next one.
All right.
42, my favorite number.
And a lack.
Exactly. The meaning of life. The futility of death. All right. I've got Sincere over here. He's got my reserve. So I'm going to move some of them. And where is the blow going to fall? That's the big question.
Out of a Cessna?
Yeah, pretty much.
Over Florida somewhere.
Okay, so he's going to go there. So we have a little bit of a line to back those people up. All right, this guy's going to turn. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then how many are there? 12, 19, too many to go into line. As 16 is the number. Okay, so I will.
That's 19. It's not 16.
Yeah, 19. Well, I know 16 is the cap, right?
Oh,
and
thank you.
19,
okay.
So that's why I'm going to move that many over. So I will move him just an additional amount, and let me move Sincere.
Where is that A10 that I need to bring onto the field? That's a pretty juicy target.
It is, and they are my backup players there.
Thinking just there's some napalm.
Yep. All right. So those guys are done.
I
think I've got just some cavalry left out on the field.
Okay.
So I don't know who rolled last.
I think Rick rolled, so Perry is up next if Perry is of a mind to roll a really high number.
Michael will only let you roll the number if you roll it high enough, I guess, Perry.
That's right. Otherwise, I'll disqualify you post facto.
Exactly. We do have Gary Quick sending us greetings from MN. That must be what, Montana?
Minnesota?
Minnesota, even worse. I thought MI. No, MI is...
No, MI is Michigan.
Michigan.
I think
okay.
MT is Montana.
Montana.
There are a lot of M's.
There are too many.
Things, yeah.
All right. Well, Perry must be
Perry
out somewhere,
rolled,
so you go ahead and
I
roll.
will roll. I will roll the big numbers.
Not big enough.
Not big enough.
But that's okay.
Not even interesting.
Gary says, thanks for running this series. Inspired me to get out my games and start learning the system.
Awesome.
Currently clipping Molowitz.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. I think, honestly, the single best in terms of just most balanced and easy to get your brain wrapped around Chatuzits, the other half of the Molowitz game, is, to me, the best one. It's really well balanced. It's a single map. And I love it. It's always close.
Yeah, that's the one that I watched you and David play.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to activate O'Donnell here, my token Irishman.
Oh, good.
And he's got a bunch of
Wait a minute.
cavalry.
What is he doing? Is it 420? He's a token Irishman?
Oh, that's a bad pun.
I'm here all week. Try the veal.
All right, so he's got a bunch of guys that are
returned.
Oh, you have. Okay, we'll let you roll the next one there. Just
a quick call for my granddaughter.
Oh, well, that as excuses go, it's a good one.
Oh yeah. So.
All right, so that the disorder comes off right away for the stack he's with, of course.
Yep. Well, that's easy then.
Oh my gosh, his command is just not great.
No, you hit them before they could escape.
Yeah.
So, all right, these guys here. Let's roll for them. 53. That's probably good enough. So they're just shaking now.
Yeah. Right. I would like to think I know who's who, but I don't recognize. Is that an O?
It is, and I'm not sure who he. Oh no, I think it must be a C. I think he must be part of Castiglione. I think it's got to be a C. So I forgot to roll for him. So if you'll let me roll for his disorder.
No, by all means.
Okay, so he's really shaking now. Yeah, he was the one who dashed away because somebody. Well, I think you had to fight two of them or something with an opportunity charge. And so you got a lucky roll, and he ended up running away too.
Yeah, that's right. So, by the way, it's a subtle thing, but like if you look at this counter,
yep,
and compare it to this counter, you realize that the typefaces aren't the same. Because in the bar primer, they put out cavalry units. They put out. They wanted no cavalry unit to be bigger than 8.
Oh.
So like this unit was a 12-6 in the original game.
Right.
And so they broke it into...
It was an 18 increment one, because here's the other part of it up here.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
So they broke them up into smaller units for flexibility, and then they actually made some optional rules to try to make them a little less flexible. But you can tell because the typeface there is crisper and easier to read. That one's actually not that easy to read, and that's why I'm going.
One of the originals, yeah.
I don't know. It is exactly because that unit just happens to be 7/6 was the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. Then this last one here. Let's roll for them while we're at it. A 40.
Ooh.
Well, and I don't know.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, because
plus 5 check, right?
Plus 5 is all he's going to get because he's not in an enemy zone of control, so he's probably okay.
Okay. All right, and let's. All right. Cool. All right, so they're all there, and now what I need to do is Is there anybody else in the backfield that belongs to them? Just routed people, I think. Okay, so they're going to maneuver a little bit. So there's 1, and then it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 gets them there. All right. And that should take care of it for Mr. O'Donnell.
All righty.
Okay.
Ask you, what are the Grenzers? Are they skirmishers?
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are.
Oh,
They're my
okay.
favorite unit in the entire Austrian army.
They are. They are. They're interesting, and they're the sort of thing that Frederick really struggled with. And this game, and frankly, the Prague game that I'm playing with John and Albert, is kind of indicative of how obnoxious they were. They're difficult to deal with. And I don't know, they might even be a little overpowered, but because I'm annoyed, I feel like I am playing the part of Frederick correctly.
Well, there you go. That's important.
They annoy me, so there you go.
Okay.
All right. Perry, since
Perry,
you're back,
roll the
roll
dice,
them
Perry.
bones.
2 dice?
2 dice.
Mhm.
Oh, Perry rolled a big one.
Well done, you, because not only did that move the clock, it also was a tie. So you got to roll again.
Oh,
Now we're getting into the
special. Now I
weird
got
stuff. Now we're
magical
going
stuff.
weird.
All right.
All right, 0-5. That's a Prussian 5.
That's a free fire command or close combat segment.
Hey now.
Well, now I'm glad my cavalry unit's not there for you to shoot at.
Well, thank you for doing me the honors of getting the hell out. Yeah, wow. You know, this is where David's really going to be sorry that he's still here.
Well,
Or
I
he
don't
was
know that he
not
could
here.
do much.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's, well, of course, he's also suffered from some really rotten luck. I think he should have been doing better than he is, and I'm not going to say that's any sort of criticism of his play. It's just the way it's worked out. You've been managing better over there than I think your troops entitle you to.
Well, I am doing as well as I can under the circumstances. So
Yeah, there you go.
I
All right.
you still have a boatload of stuff to come drop on me. So
Yeah, that'll be nice when that happens.
well, you got
So-
stuff marching up, so it's going to start getting shot at.
Oh yeah. Oh no, absolutely. You're going to have plenty of fun before we're finished here. And so can't do that. I'd see if I could, but I can't. Don't think I'll do that.
See, I would have liked to have that 5-0.
Yeah.
Next time,
Yeah,
roll a
trust me.
5-0.
That's the real story right there. Is I was just grateful that you didn't get it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good size. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. I'm starting to lose my enthusiasm for it. So then gonna have to see, am I prepared to do anything else?
I mean, your cavalry is all, nothing's in position to do anything.
Yeah, there is, but it's really only position to hit you in the
Right.
front,
Yeah.
which is, it's not really all that interesting, right?
Yeah.
You're right. I don't really have anybody in great position to
Yeah.
hit him in the back, which is what I'd like to
Right.
be able to do.
And
All
the
right, so
artillery can't activate, so
actually one of them can, and I'm
is it
probably just
stacked
gonna
with
go ahead.
somebody?
Yeah, that one right over here is stacked with Manstein.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's probably the only one that can
So
do
it's a
it.
6-pounder at a range of 3. So
Well,
that's
yeah.
going to be times 4. So you'll have 8 to 10 with a minus 10.
1 to 1.5 minus 10. And, I mean, shit,
Come
I
on,
don't
you've been
know.
rolling well. What's the worst that can happen?
I'll go ahead and shoot at that guy just because, you know, I want to spread the misery around a little bit. Here we go.
Hey,
There's your 5-0,
there's my
though.
special result.
I'm glad we got that out of the vassal die roller's mind.
Oh. No, don't worry. Don't worry. That's I'm secretly typing in code right now to get that to happen
yeah,
again.
Sure you are.
So,
all right. So Perry, I know you're going to probably be tired, but our tradition here is that ties and special results, you keep rolling until you get something that isn't a tie or a special result.
Yeah.
So it's your turn again.
Again, then.
Oh, close. It really wants to be.
Spirit. That's the spirit. That's enough to put us into the end turn. So anything you've got left is going to be limited activations there, Eric.
All right. I don't
I
think
don't know that you have very many left anyway.
I've only got, I've just got those 2 cavalry commands that are out on the far extremities of the universe out here. They're the only ones that haven't done anything, and they can't do anything. To my
they can't
knowledge,
move,
right?
and they don't have any disorder to recover from, and
Yeah.
they don't. So I mean, yeah, basically, there's nothing to do. So just flip it over if you want.
So I flip them over, one or both.
Whichever one you want. Flip over one of them, because we could still get your precious freaking 5-0. I mean, it can happen.
All right,
and it's your turn to roll. So
is it okay? Here we go.
Yeah.
Nope. Close, but no cigar.
All right. Well, then if that was your last guy, then flip over your last guy, and we're done.
Okay, I think that's it.
All right. Well, it only took us a month, but we got to the end of the turn. That's pretty good. And now I'm going to roll because the rules say so, that we roll to see who rallies first. And
it's
I
the
rally
Prussians
first
again.
All right. So let's just start over on David's end of the world, I guess, not for any particular reason. And we'll start with shaken units, and we got a shaken unit right there who's going to be at plus 20 because he's half dead. And I'm sure that's good enough.
That's good enough, yeah. Those guys are all they're less than 30, I think. So.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm looking around and around and around. Where do I have other? I don't see any other shakens in the immediate vicinity.
You've got a shaken infantry unit over here in the center.
Sure, I do. I'm not finding any more in his neck of the woods.
And you've got a shaken cavalry over on your far end.
All right, so we'll go ahead and do this this infantry unit here. He is oh no, it's a cavalry unit. Excuse me. He was running. He's half dead, so he's also plus 20 and not improved. And then we'll go ahead and hit the other shaken one way over here on the right. He's probably just
dead too. It looks like
plus 20 for him also. Yeah. However,
he's feeling very motivated.
Because he sees those skirmishers moving up. He's like, all right, bitches. Yeah. All right. So then we'll go back and do all the numerous routed that David seems to have acquired. And we'll start over here. This is plus 15.
Yep.
No, I don't think so. Okay. All right. So he's going to go to. I swear it's a random number generator. How does it decide what order to go in? That is so weird. All right. And I'm going to. I'll just leave him face the way he is. You can't hit me in the flank anyway.
Yeah, no.
All right. So we'll move to the next one. The next one is a stack. So I need to roll for them separately. So we're gonna roll for the top one here first at a plus 10, but excuse me, plus 25.
Yep. That's going to be
And I
30.
don't remember.
It should probably be okay, right?
Probably good enough. Yeah, those guys were good. Okay, so that means he is like that, and I'm gonna turn him like that, and then we'll roll for the other half, who are also going to be a plus 25. And
Ooh.
they lose another step.
And keep routing.
And keep on running. Okay, let's see. Where are we going here? 1, 2. There's 2, 4, 6. And then we'll mark them as routed. There we go. However, because I'm OCD about these things, I'm going to face it that way. Okay, we'll go to the next one. The next one is also half dead and routed. So again, plus 25.
Hey, should be fine. Yep.
Not too worried about
What's
that.
left of him is back.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest problem. It's all the damage they took along the way. That was the real problem. Okay, I think that's it, because I don't think I have anybody else who's routed anywhere. No, doesn't look like it. So I think we're over to you.
So we got shaken people, right? So we got lots of shaken people.
Excellent.
Yep. So we'll start over in the same neighborhood we were at. So
all right.
We'll start with this guy here who's shaken. And a 64. He's going to
I'm sorry, where were we?
We're here. Over here.
Oh,
near
goodness.
Where,
I did not see him. Yeah, okay.
So,
yeah, looks like he's feeling better.
Yep. I wish I'd gotten him to charge. That would have been nice, but oh well. All right. Then we got this guy here. He's half dead. He's adjacent to an enemy.
Oh, yeah, that's probably 35. You're right.
Okay. Let's see if we can get lucky. Nope. He's going to stay shaken. Oh, well. We got this guy here then, who's just, is it 15?
15. Yep, that's right.
Well, that was a terrible roll.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
You do have a lot of shaking guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got this guy here, 84. He's
all right. We finally got one.
All right. We got this poor benighted
20 there.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. He's back.
He's back. He's back, baby.
He's back. All right, that's it. We're calling off the assault.
Yep, I would do that too if I were you.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I've got this guy here who's shaken. There's not much left of him,
he's
but
probably
he's
a plus
in the woods.
50.
That gives him a plus 5.
Plus 15 total, so that should be good enough.
Yeah,
he'd have to be truly terrible for 15 not to be enough.
Yeah.
All right, he's just dead, but you know.
He's not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
All right, and because you're OCD, I moved that for you.
Thank you so much. God, I've stopped twitching. You can't see the facial tick that I've got working here.
All right, we got this guy here. I think he's also
plus
pretty
20.
badly beaten up. Hey, what do you know? He's feeling better about life. All right, where else? We got more shaken people.
More further in the back.
Yep,
you
we
got
got this guy here.
Yeah, 15 for him.
94.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you, sir. May I have another?
Like going through everything to find the
exactly. Trust me.
All right, roll for this guy over here.
25.
So 60. That's going to be what, a 29?
What?
No, that's going to be a 39. Yeah, he should be fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. What's left of him? One little increment.
I was going to say, there's some seriously shot up.
Hey, they see the Grenzers coming. They're like, the Grenzers are coming.
Yeah.
That's
all
it.
good
That's
now.
our salvation. All right. Moving over here, we got this guy here.
I can't believe how many shaken guys you've got.
Well, that's because you did all those attacks on me and got all that stuff
I
to
guess.
route.
I just
52.
I don't have the sense that things are going well, though. So it's really funny for me to see that you've actually taken a lot of hits.
Oh my gosh, I've taken a ton of hits.
Okay,
All right,
so
this
that's
guy here.
okay.
Let's roll for him.
He gets a minus 10.
24.
Ooh, even with a minus 10, I don't know. What's his?
Let's flip him and see. Flip. 34.
No,
because he'd have
Yeah,
to
huh.
do, because the being
it's
shaken
plus
alone
10
is
and then
plus 10
minus
and
10.
then minus 10.
So exactly.
So yeah, so he wasn't going to do anything. This chap over here, okay, he's happy.
What does that tell you about O'Donnell? That the guys that are away from him are doing better.
That's kind of like life. We'll roll for
Plus
that guy.
20 for that last one, though.
84 is good enough.
Yeah.
All right. We got these guns here.
Okay.
Yep, they're happy.
What are they? 21s?
They're I don't know what they are. Where's their stuff printed? Yeah, they're 20.
They're 20s. Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, because it's 10, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, artillery usually has really good effectiveness ratings.
Yeah. All right, we got these guys here. Nope, they're still going to stay shaken. Okay. Well, that's all right. We can't win them all. Do we have any more shaken people? Anywhere else? Okay, so now we just have all the routed people.
Right, and let's see. Starting over on the right, we've got a stack, so we need to roll for them individually.
Okay, yeah, those are the guys that are up there by the creek. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. The top one is only plus 15 because he's not half dead yet.
Well, that's not good enough. He's now he's gonna be half dead.
Half dead now.
All right, and he's got to go back 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 puts him there, and he's still routed. All right, the other chap is minus 20, and he's going to be
25
fine.
actually.
Oh well, that's still good enough for.
Yep, still fine. Yep.
So shaken and disordered, and we'll have him face that way. All right, then. Going a little further south, I've got a unit here, these Chevalier, 64. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to put them in column so they can get back into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then I got a routed guy back here, a cavalry unit back here by the road.
Yep, see him. Yeah.
Yep, let's
25 for him.
Nope. He's going to continue to route.
Keep running.
Yep,
4,
so
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 puts him right there. I think if he doesn't recover, he's going off.
He's got one more.
Yep.
That's right. He's got one more chance.
Yep. All right. Heading kind of up from there, I've got this guy that's O'Donnell's. Let's roll for him. 52.
Probably. I don't know. What is
31. So, yeah.
31 to 46. Yeah. That's good enough.
Okay. All right.
You got that infantry unit up there just northeast
the
of him.
infantry unit right there. 69.
Mm.
Okay. And he should be happy, right?
Oh, I would expect so. Yeah, 69.
Yeah, 34. So, yeah.
Even as lousy as he is, 69 is good enough.
Yep. So let's go ahead and he's with Puebla. We'll put him in March column so we can get him back up there sooner than later. Okay.
Okay, I think that's it.
I think you are correct.
Okay. So I will go ahead and click the end turn button.
Yep.
And so we should be all minty fresh.
And I'm going to click the move button to remove all the move tags.
Excellent. Very good.
We forgot to do that the last time.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I've moved the clock to 5 p.m. and to the top of the end turn. And it's probably as interesting as watching paint dry to watch people count up losses, but it is time for the Army morale check, and something tells me that maybe one or both of us are interested in actually doing the math on that. So whether we want to stay online and do the counting, or whether we want to just say we'll do the counting and re-adjourn next week, I don't know.
Well, I don't know that we need to have the live stream going while we're doing that.
Exactly.
But I know that I didn't write down what the Prussian army was. I don't know that you guys were on a level, were you? Or did you roll for something last time?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking.
I mean, I was at 100. I had 100 losses.
I don't think we were at a level where we have to roll. Here I am scrolling back. One of these. Here we go. Well, yes, I see. So you rolled and had a result of 0.
Correct.
Okay. And we must not have hit a level at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes, in fact, we were at 71, which put us just 4 points shy of our first level, which means pretty well guaranteed we hit the first one.
Yeah.
And then you were at, what did you say?
Well,
at 100?
I had 100.
Oh, yes, it was. It was 100. That's what it shows right here.
Yeah.
So you could be at 150. We don't really know that, do we?
Oh,
if you were still less than 150,
right,
you wouldn't need to roll again, because and the Army morale check is one of just the weird, just kind of just nod and keep going kind of things about this whole system, because the Army morale check at the top of the hour is fundamentally different than the Army morale check that happens as a special result.
Right.
And the rules for each are different in ways that are confounding. Anyway, so the bottom line is, if things haven't gotten worse over the last hour, you don't need to roll again on the morale on the table.
Right.
You're still in the same column as you were before.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that I have engendered more than 50 casualties.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I've got right now routed. I've got 13 increments that are routed. So
you mean actually, really?
Yeah, 13. 1-3. I mean, yeah.
The 13, but that includes the dead.
Yeah. Because they're dead anyway, so they're going to.
To be fair, I get it. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of one of those little mental shortcuts I sometimes do. It's like, well, I just count the whole thing, because what difference does it make?
So I can go through and add up all the. I can add up all the Austrians, and you can add up the Prussians, and then we can roll for it when we get together next turn.
125. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think we should do that, and maybe if you would, just because I know David is fastidious about this sort of stuff. If I'll just post this. Or send this VSave.
Oh yeah, I'll save it. I'll save it and send it to him. Yeah,
because that way he can look at it himself and make sure he understands what's going on. But yeah, troubles are brewing for all and sundry.
Well, and it will be interesting to see how it goes. You're trying to basically. I mean, you've been shifting everything over to your, I guess it's your left?
Yeah, our left. That's right. Yeah. And it's really interesting. I never really gave it a whole lot of thought, one way or the other, to the fact that it is beneficial to the guy who's got the unity of command. Because you know what you want to do,
right?
And all of your pieces do what you want them to do. It's much harder when you've got two players. And I've been sitting here berating him for why isn't he hitting you harder, and why isn't he moving faster, and why isn't he, You know, it's funny, right?
Right.
And for all I know, he's sitting there going, "Then why are you charging with your cavalry, dumbass? Why aren't you saving your powder for when it really matters?" And
Right.
maybe got a point if that was the sort of thing he said, which I don't know. Anyway, it is interesting because it does add a complexity that, of course, is exactly like Robert E. Lee suggesting to Ewell that it would be nice if he took that hill.
Right.
And then he doesn't. It's like, well, you didn't insist, so what was I supposed to do? And I mean, and that is, of course, history.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it all makes sense, and yet, boy, it is harder.
So to really replicate the Austrian command system, we should probably have 13 people playing on the Austrian
We should
side.
have Rick and Perry both helping you.
Yeah.
Helping you.
Perry helped enough. Perry helped enough with his die rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, you were supposed to roll a 5-0 first, Perry, so that I could get that extra shot in. Oh, well.
Yeah. I must confess that may be the first turn in quite a while you haven't gotten the free combat.
Yeah, this is, I think, the first one I haven't gotten the free second shot at, because I think the thing is,
I don't miss it.
I think I get like, what is it, I guess on a 5 or a 6. Well, you get it on a 4, 5, or a 6.
Yeah, but it doesn't do me any good.
You get it 3 times. There's 3 chances for you to get it, and there's just.
I think that the truth is, though, it's a lot more beneficial to you. My artillery is not any good, first of all, and you're, you're on the defensive, so you're going to get more shots. Don't get me wrong, it could really mess up your world when we get up close and personal, and suddenly I get in a second attack. But I'm not holding my breath for that either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. Very good. I will say that was a good session, and we'll see how much more mischief we can get into next week.
There you go. Well, and before we sign off, Rick, do you have any questions about what we were doing tonight?
No, there's nothing in there that I'm like, oh, I don't get it.
Right.
It's just a matter of reading the rules and getting the nuances associated to it.
Yeah, I hope we're kind of explaining ourselves as we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not consciously doing it, but I hope we are.
Well,
no, there's enough there that I generally get it, so it's giving me good context as I read the rules and set up
good
game. So
probably the most important thing to remember about the rules is that so much of it is situational.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it important to know how all the formations change into other formations? Well, yeah. Okay. But what's really important is where in the manual to find it when you find yourself in a position, because a great fraction of those formation changes are formation changes you don't make very often or ever. And so, it's just like, don't burn up your CPU cycles on trying to commit everything to memory, because I think the rules are well enough organized that as long as you can just remember where they are, that's the important part. And then memorize the stuff that you really just have to use all the time.
Right.
Like, remember that voluntary route's a thing.
Yeah, I wish somebody had mentioned that to me a little while ago. But
truthfully, I had not thought of it. I might have mentioned it had it occurred to me. It just didn't.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's I will definitely remember it in the future. And
yes, you will now.
Yeah. There's nothing like learning the hard way. So, Perry, did you have any questions?
No, I think, similar to Rick, I think I think what I've got to do is that the standard rules are beginning to make sense to me as I go through it, but the special rules for the module or for Kolin is kind of jump in and kind of compare the special rules to
Right.
the standard rules in some of these things.
Right. You know what I will definitely say is I remember my first time playing the game was scenario one of Prague against Paul Borchers, and that is just a straight up suicidal charge by infantry against infantry and artillery. And for all that it was completely hopeless, it was really useful because what it meant is that you were exercising the basic mechanics of infantry and artillery. And I would definitely say that that's one good thing about the bar system is that I think pretty much all the games come with infantry only or cavalry only scenarios where you can really kind of focus your study on just the parts of the rules you care about. Because I will tell you, probably the scariest game I ever played was the first time I played Zorndorf. I was at Consim World against a guy I didn't know. And all of a sudden, for the very first time, I realized I'd never actually maneuvered an army before. I'd done combat. I understood how the kind of the basic mechanics work. This was like an entire new level of mechanics that I'd never thought about before. And I screwed up pretty badly. And fortunately, I had less maneuvering to do than the Prussian did, but he was clearly a lot more experienced than I was. And all I could count on is just the tenacious Russian defender rule that kept me in the fight for longer than maybe I deserved. So it's interesting. It is really kind of a study of learning the mechanics in bits and pieces until eventually you're completely comfortable just saying, okay, I'm going to enter the map and this is what I'm going to do, and then it all comes together. But yeah, it's a process.
Well, do you think it's better to read the primer rules first, or just jump right in, or jump right into the
That
three?
is a great question. I'm honestly not sure because they came out after I was already kind of bootstrapped. So I use them as a nice reference. I think one thing they really helped me with is understanding command and control rules.
Yeah.
Because they gave lots of great examples and some diagrams that I thought were really helpful. And I'm not sure if I understood them at all before I read the primer.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess.
So can I share something?
By all means.
So I didn't start reading the rules until just maybe a month and a half ago. I've had them, and I just was learning the game by watching David and Michael play for a while, kind of like you guys are, just kind of sitting in on Vassal, sitting in on Discord, and then asking questions. Well, why did you do this, 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 this? And then once we started playing the game, then I kind of got a feel for it, and Michael would say, okay, you could do this or this moves there or whatever. But I didn't actually sit down and start actually like reading through the rules, like from with like, okay, here, I'm just going to read through the rules until, I don't know, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, kind of a thing.
That's funny.
And the rules then like totally made sense. When I tried looking at them before, because I didn't understand how the game worked,
right?
The rules didn't, reading the rules did not help me. It was more complicated. So
and I think it's because so much of it isn't really important most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do have a copy of the primer, and I've looked at that, and I use that as a reference for like getting some examples of what they mean, the rules mean, kind of stuff. But there's nothing as good as like watching a game being played, or better yet, playing one. So, I mean, if you guys want to like hop in and do stuff, then you can. And I was like, hey, you want to move some units around, or you want to take over a section of the battlefield, or you want to do something? I mean, I'm happy to let you guys do that. So that way you guys get some practice in how some of the things work. And, and
then the rules maybe make more sense.
Yeah.
No, that's a great idea. Yeah, and if it's something you want to do solo, then definitely I would say, take the scenario one and just push some pieces and go, okay, now I have a question.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do here? Is this valid? And then start going, and instead of trying to read the rules and consume the whole thing, have a specific question in your mind that, I remember that oblique movement was a problem. Let me go find where it says that, and then go figure out what the story is, and then it all starts to make more sense.
The other thing that you guys can do, because you're in the Vassal module, you guys can save the game. And then you can bring it up at home, and then you can mess around with this. You can roll the dice. You can say, okay, I'm going to activate this person. I'm going to activate this person. So, we've got a game that's going, and you guys can save a copy of the game. And then you can bring it up anytime you want to, and then you can mess around with it. And then if we do something or
just try stuff.
Yeah, just try stuff and say, hey, when I was messing around with it, I tried doing this. Was this the right thing or whatever?
If I get voluntary routed instead of walking away.
Yeah, that's that's the sort of. And Michael will not let me forget that now.
No, that'll be good.
Actually, Rick will not let me forget that. He's like, Eric, you dumbass, why didn't you voluntarily route? So, Rick, the reason I didn't is because I haven't finished reading all the rules yet.
There you go. And it's kind of towards the end. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's all good. It's all
I usually read just enough of the rules to slow the game down.
There you go. Are you sure about that? So, well, cool. Well, gentlemen, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad that you could sit in and watch some of this. And this is how I learned, before I was playing the game, Michael and David were doing, was it Chochuzits that you guys were doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so from time to time, I would drop in on their Discord channel and I would pull it up on Vassal, and I'd kind of watch them move stuff around and ask some questions and kind of see how it all went. So glad.
That's right, because I guess Brandywine was the first time you actually were participating.
Yeah, Brandywine was the first time I actually pushed counters around, and you guys had already done. I think what was it, Monmouth at that point in time?
We had already done Monmouth at that point, which was a riot.
Yeah.
That's a wild one.
Yeah. Well, were you playing the British on that one, or was David playing?
I was playing the British on that one, and I don't know what his strategic process was. But if you know anything about the history of the battle, Clinton and the British Army are leaving Philadelphia and marching back across New Jersey to get back to New York.
Right.
And the Patriots are kind of harassing them at every turn. And Clinton eventually decides to brush them back a little bit.
Right.
And so he turns a bunch of troops around and then hits Lee was the name of the general. Forgive me. I'm sure he's one of Robert E. Lee's relations, but I don't remember what his name was. But Lee was there, and the British come back and smack him, and he runs.
Right.
And Washington shows up later with a bunch of regulars and was furious and dismissed him on the spot, and was able to form up a line and was able to send the British off.
Right.
David did not decide to do that. David decided to go completely opposite. He was going to, by God, stand. And the idea was that it was all based on reading the victory point schedule. He wasn't wrong to do this, because there's a really weird set of victory conditions, because Clinton's job is to get off the map.
Right.
By midnight or whatever, by the end of the game.
Right.
So you'll actually loses points for every strength point still left on the map. However, he gains strength points for the high water mark of how far west on the map did he get.
Oh, interesting.
There's a road that kind of runs more or less across the middle of the map, and there are victory point spots along that road. And the farther west you go, the more points you get, even if you turn and leave. In fact, you have to turn and leave, because otherwise you're going to lose points. And so David thought, and I think with some merit, that if he stands and fights and gives Washington a chance to pull up behind, then maybe that'll keep me from getting as far west. And indeed, it worked in the sense that I didn't get very far west. And indeed, Washington was able to set up a formidable looking defense line. But what he hadn't counted on is that I had done so much damage. I had absolutely ripped Lee's detachment to pieces. He had taken huge numbers of losses. And eventually I kind of was looking at it. I was looking at this very impressive rebel line there. And I thought, you know what? I've got a marginal victory right now if I just leave the field.
Right.
And so I did. And okay, so I mean, that was fun, right? Because that was not the kind of the traditional way that battle would be fought.
Right.
And so that was really interesting. Beautiful map too. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. That's what I like about so many of these really nice maps and everything. So, all right, well, gentlemen, this was fun. I'm glad you all could tune in, and everybody out there in the YouTube universe. Hopefully, everyone's enjoyed this. And